Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
I don't know if you were going to wait for them or not, but or whatever.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about the Hummer, the Humvee, whatever you want to call it, whatever this fucking monstrosity is, except much bigger, and other replacement variations of it, and what eventually we're using now. I'm Jackson.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm D.
You may remember him from such riveting episodes as the Carol Shelby episode. He was the guy who barely knew anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, this time he'll know more, considering he owns one.
Yeah, no, believe me, I'm a dictionary or textbook on these things.
Okay. Quick shout out again, 250 subscribers, you get a free t-shirt, random raffle, giveaway, nonsense. 500, he's got his little nonsense going on.
We make the Pornhub channel.
Actually,
By we, he means he.
can I make an offer?
A little suggestion?
A little suggestion.
Sure, you can, as long as you talk at the mic.
So, what approximately how many subscribers do you have now?
Not enough.
Okay. All right. So
More than we deserve, but not as much as we want.
all right, when you hit 1,000 subscriber, I'll build him one of these and give it to them.
So we already have 1,000. 1,000, he's going to marry somebody. I'm sorry.
But you said he already had 1,000. So who are you marrying?
What? No. When we get to
When we
1,000
get to 1,000, he's going to
subscribers.
marry somebody
Oh,
for
you
us.
already have it. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
He's ordained.
I am ordained.
1,001.
Okay.
How are we one subscriber from 145? Wait, weren't we like almost just at 150 like 2 days ago?
Nope, we were at 145. And then somebody got wiser. Thanks, people.
I don't know if that was a wise decision, but
Just think, if you like if you like commentary like us,
shitty commentary.
why?
It's just
You could also join in, ask us how, reach out to us on DMs, Instagram, at Stumbling Down History Road, at Stumbling Down History. This guy talks about Humvees on his, so you can probably just ignore it unless you're super interested.
Yeah. No,
He does other stuff, though.
I do a lot of other stuff. I'm a car person.
I'm pretty sure you're just a person.
Nope, car person. No. If it wasn't for cars, I wouldn't know what to do with my life.
Make Legos?
No. I would probably be. Oh man, what would I be if I wasn't into cars? I'd be.
So talk to me about the
Nothing.
Hummer. The AM General Hummer.
Okay.
Or
So there's a big, huge debate about do you call it a Hummer or do you call it a Humvee?
what about a
It's actually both depending on what you're talking about. If you're talking about civilian, it's Hummer. If you're talking about military, it's Humvee. And just so everybody knows, Humvee stands for High Mobility Multi-Wheeled Vehicle.
So where
Why
do
is
we
there
get
an
the
extra E?
HUMVE?
That's just a different way. Yeah, it's a different way they spelled it so civilians would understand. But the proper way to spell it is HMMWV. It's spelled the way you're spelling it on the back here.
Correct, yes.
It's actually HMMWV. So,
1982, 1983?
84.
So then why the fuck?
The 80s was the era of it.
What's up?
What was your question?
So wait, why do they spell it like that on there?
Because it's more convenient to pronounce.
I think when you say Humvee, the proper English way to spell it is like this. But if you're writing
Just
it,
like you spell fish, like with a PH.
I'm sorry, what?
Just like when you.
You don't know
spell
that? You can spell fish with a PH.
Yeah, like the.
There's a
group
band
fish.
about it at all.
It's,
You're
just
a
so
fish head?
everybody knows, I failed English. Terribly.
Not sponsored.
No.
What's that stupid version you've shown me from the internet where it's like how you spell like a certain word and it's like PHR whatever the fuck is that fish?
You can turn that if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different ones. There's fish.
Yeah, so you can't ask me to spell anything. You're lucky I can spell my name. That's
Pretty
why I'm a
sure-
car person. I can't do anything other than cars, trucks, anything that's mechanical.
Isn't there like
Except
a
for
lot
Carol
of
Shelby.
letters and like numbers in cars?
What did you say?
Isn't there like a lot of letters and numbers in cars, like the A part with the B part with the 3 part with the 4 part with like the 10mm socket that nobody can seem to find anywhere for some reason?
It's probably in your engine bay.
Yeah, you could always find a 10mm in the frame rail. You just stick a magnet in somebody's frame rail and pull it out, I guarantee you're going to find a 10mm. if it's more than 10 years old car.
Okay. I'll allow it.
So the Hummer. They were trying to replace the Jeeps, if I remember right?
Actually, yeah, kind of. That's exactly the purpose of it. So it was
They're
built
trying to
to
replace Popeye's nephew?
Yeah.
Why would you replace Popeye's nephew? He's so cute. No,
Because
wait.
instead-
No, I'm sorry. The Jeep is the dog.
Yes. And because instead we got blowjobs. You didn't know that was slang for blowjob?
I'm sorry. What?
A Hummer.
A Hummer. You didn't know that
yes.
was slang
Kenny,
for
Yes.
blowjob?
Kenny got
Yes.
arrested for giving Howard Stern a Hummer.
Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. I was for a second. I was.
At first I was confused. I was petrified. But yeah, we had to replace Popeye's dog with blowjobs. I think we made the right call.
Eh.
You want to explain that one to me?
A Hummer?
No. Why?
Popeye's dog thing?
The Popeye's dog thing. How did you replace that with blowjob?
So
We just said it.
Popeye's dog was named Jeep.
He brings the Jeep.
Okay.
Well, it technically wasn't even really supposed to be a dog. It was like a
It was like a weird dog baby thing.
he was chasing after Popeye's nephew, the baby. He himself was like a weird spotted dog that people are like, oh, is it a dog? Is it a cheetah? Is it something else?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jeep itself, like he called his dog a Jeep because it goes anywhere like a Jeep was supposed to. And then, yeah, it's a. He appeared in like
Colloquial
3 or
terms.
4 episodes of Popeye, and then like, you know,
I would say that we have an entire episode on it, but we haven't talked about Popeye yet.
we have not talked about Popeye yet. How have we not talked about Popeye yet?
That's gonna be a whole nother episode.
Eventually, yeah.
I can't talk about Popeye. I don't know much about him.
Well, it's pronounced Popeye.
Whatever.
And they have good chicken.
You sound like me now when I correct people when it's Humvee and Hummer. I can't stand when somebody calls my Humvee a Hummer.
So-
I'm like, you have no idea what the differences are, do you?
So what is your actual expertise on Humvee-ness?
Okay, so it's
Talk a little bit about that.
My expertise is mostly in Humvees, which is the military version of the Hummer. And I do everything as far as mechanical repairs, adding on armor, adding on accessories on the interior, wheels, tires, rebuilding hubs, engines, transmissions, mostly the mechanical aspect of it. The history of it, I'm slowly getting into and learning. Not that I don't care about it, it's just, to me, I'm more interested in what it can do and how long will it last. And right now my truck is, up until, knock on wood, this very night, has not failed me. There's wood under here.
He's trying to show him Popeye's Jeep. It's an interesting thing. Show the people. Show the people, Johnny.
Yeah, it's all right. Just a side thought
So
there.
this is a Humvee, correct?
Correct.
What would be the difference between that and the H1?
So the H1...
Other than obviously a machine gun.
Yeah, so the H1 is a
his name is
civilian
Eugene.
model. It has a lot of things to make it more practical to actually drive on the street. So
But baseline, it's like still the same frame, still the same chassis.
frame, chassis, body, certain models, engine and transmission. The Humvee is more military, less luxurious in the sense of it doesn't have the leather seats, it doesn't have the power windows, doesn't have the power locks, doesn't have anti-lock brakes, doesn't have some of the lighting on the outside is different.
We got a question.
Sorry. So wait. Do the ones that have like the same engine and transmission also not have a key to start up?
No, they do. They still have the key.
Because I know
So,
like the
I
military
heard-
ones don't use a key.
Yeah, I heard that like the first year of the H1 production, they had a push button start that said fire.
That's awesome.
That
Now I kind of relabel my Prius button.
Lego.
Hey, I pay $30 a week.
We
in
get it.
gas.
He pays $30 of gas just $30 in gas just looking at his fucking Hummer.
yeah, no,
Sorry,
seriously.
Humvee.
No, I forget it. I have 5 cars, and it's about $80 a week each car.
Oof.
Now the gas has come down. The Jeep's a little cheaper.
Can confirm. I have, if you look at our Carol Shelby episode, I have bought a V8 version of what he was talking about with this Caprice. Gas expensive.
Yeah.
Wait, the Capri? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's got a V6 version. He's got the baby.
The baby version is still a monster for it being a V6. It's still incredibly quick and it sounds amazing. It's fantastic. It was a well worth purchase. I don't regret it in any way, except for the person I might have bought it from who did some of the repairs and might not have done it correctly. Now I got to fix it like usual. But
So whose Valor did you steal?
I'm sorry. What?
Whose Valor did you steal?
What do you mean?
Because you're in a military uniform right now.
No, I didn't steal anybody's. I don't do that in any disrespectful way. So I get asked often.
So then, why do you have a Humvee?
It was my dream truck as a
Is
kid.
it cool?
When I was a kid, I had a radio control version of this, which is the exact same size as this. Just it was camo and it was RC and it was fast, man.
So it
I
wasn't
loved
built.
it.
Well,
Well, it was
built.
just like this, but totally different.
Exactly. It looked like
It
this.
was the exact same thing, except it wasn't.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. Exact same thing, except it wasn't. So when from a kid growing up, I said, I'm always going to have one. I'm always going to have one. And then I got an opportunity to actually buy one, and I took full advantage of it. And I took a trip down to Florida.
Florida?
What kind of a name is
It's
Florida?
Florida. Sorry. It's a Family Guy reference. Is that a Family Guy reference?
Yes.
Is that
Reference to the reference counter.
Hey! I thought it was American Dad. No, not American Dad. Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken? This might be.
Yeah,
Check out our Adult Swim episode. We did an episode on Adult Swim where we talk about Robot Chicken and other fun stuff.
Boy,
Always
you
shouting out
sound
the shout out
so
with the-
enthused.
Well, I mean, they can only take so much shilling before they get annoyed.
Shill.
I will shill all over them.
So,
Are we going to go to Star Wars and just get some jizz all over everywhere too? Just get some good old fashioned.
We need some
cantina
jizz up in here.
Just jizzing everywhere with some.
We
in the
need some
cantina.
jizz up in here.
Wait, did you know
Mob's
about Star
Cantina.
Wars?
huh?
Little sidetrack. Mob's Cantina and Star Wars,
The band.
the band,
You know the do.
Yes.
that music has a genre. And do you know what that genre is?
No.
Jizz.
Not even joking. Yeah, that's what George Lucas opted to call the musical genre in Star Wars.
And thanks to that, you no longer need to listen to our Star Wars episode that hasn't come out yet.
This way you just
You
talk
just
about
ruined it for
jizz
everybody?
all over the place.
Ruined it for yourself is what I should say.
We really need to jizz up the room.
I'm now going to I want to go home and Google that to really learn more about it, but I'm afraid of what I'm going to get.
Just add Star Wars before you put in.
No, that won't help.
That might not. No, that might not help. Never mind. You're right.
Can't
You're
do
right.
that.
So what you gotta do, and hear me out on this, is you have to put Moff's Cantina jizz. That will help.
You're going to come up with a can. It's going to literally say that on it.
MOSF, Moff's
Cantina.
Yeah.
Jizz.
I'm pretty sure it's spelled the same way you think it is. Is that where we get Hummer from?
Yeah, it's spelled the way you think it is.
It all loops back around, baby.
Yeah, it does.
I like
it
how
does.
Moff is both apparently a title and a person's name.
Yeah.
Right?
So-
Moff? Yeah, Moff Tarkin.
So, the Hummer.
Yeah.
You had it as a kid. You were always like, I'm gonna get myself one.
Yeah, so I finally got a chance to do so. And I mean by got a chance, I finally saved up enough money to be able to afford one.
For the layman out there who might be interested in a used military surplus vehicle, what's the current going rate and what did you buy it at?
Okay, so that's actually an interesting topic to discuss because a lot of people ask me all the time what I paid for it, where I got it. My particular truck I bought from a friend, local. It was just,
Local Florida?
no, local. The first one was from Florida.
Okay.
My current one is from somebody local.
Okay, so you're on truck number
2.
2. Gotcha.
So I'll start from the beginning. Truck number 1 came from somebody in Florida. Big mistake.
Okay.
Hack.
Florida Gators, yep.
Yeah. I get it up here. About a year goes by.
I think he's still Googling that thing that we told you guys to Google.
Bruh.
The jizz?
Okay, wait, ready? First off, it technically actually wasn't the Cantina band. It was Max Rebo's band from Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt's band. And it's Max Rebo, the woodwind player named Droopy McCool,
Oh God.
and the singer named Sly Snoodles. I fucking love Star Wars names. Sly Snoodles and Droopy McCool.
I think Droopy McCool is the better one.
Droopy. Let's not get into the whole droopy thing when you're talking about jizz. So,
Pause.
you okay over there?
Yeah, just having a good giggle.
He's having himself a giggle, he is.
It's just like you
So
get like
Florida.
people like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you just have Droopy McCool. What comes up with it? I'm sorry.
We're talking about Hummers over here.
I know.
Yes, yeah. We'll
sorry.
get on the topic of jizz later. So
Jizz
Florida.
comes after Hummers.
So the one from Florida, I considered a redheaded stepchild mistake,
We broke him.
and it was beginner. I was my first entry into Humvees, and of course I made the rookie mistakes of, assuming that the guy I was buying from was reputable, and he wasn't. So long
Okay,
story short,
okay.
I get it up here. About a year in, I got it. Now I have it parked in front of my house. Father didn't like it, so I had to move it. I moved it to a relatively busy street. I get a phone call one night from my dad telling me that it was
You good over there, man?
Sorry. Put some of this shit in there and it's fucking lungs there.
It's hitting good, though?
I think
Shout
so.
out to Joe Top Notch with whatever this one is again. Sorry.
Top Notch Tinctures. Find him out on Instagram. He was on a couple episodes of ours, and by a couple, I mean exactly one.
We keep forgetting to invite him back
CBD,
in.
I love him. He said that he might be. No, he can't join us for the Area 51. Next week, we're doing an Area 51 live stream.
Ooh.
Area 51 live stream. Join us next week.
That should be exciting.
Oh,
By the
wait,
time
for
that you
live
hear-
streaming? Oh, I'll
By
make it
the-
interesting.
By the time that you hear this, we upload on Wednesdays, so you'll have that Saturday night, the 27th of January. We're going to be doing a live stream. If you want to reach out, we'll be taking calls. We'll be doing call-ins on StreamYard.
We're doing charity work.
Yeah.
No, I
Charities.
don't know what we're charitying. I'm making shit up. I'm sorry.
Yep. Charity work.
So I
For
park it.
non-specific charity. Sorry.
I park it on a relatively busy street. I get a phone call one night from my dad. Hey, your truck's been rear-ended.
Oof.
I'm like, excuse me? It's been what? Rear-ended? Instantly.
How bad is the other car?
How bad's the other car? Is the other car okay?
Instantly.
I'm
angry.
fine. Well, how bad is that person?
So I'll explain it to you. I'll show you some pictures. Give me a second. So
I'll have those superimposed.
yeah, he
We'll put them.
continues to explain to me that it's went through a telephone pole. Now where I parked it in the telephone pole, I know exactly. It was about 100 feet. So whoever hit it,
Jesus fuck.
and whoever hit it hard enough to push it up over the curb, down the sidewalk, through the pole, and it stopped finally.
So what I'm hearing
First off,
is
what hit you?
It was a Ram 1500, 65 miles an hour. No brakes.
Jesus fuck. Okay, yeah, first off, that makes sense.
I was gonna say, first off, you don't leave your truck in fucking neutral.
It wasn't. It was in park. And that's
Shit.
and with the e-brake up, because that's how I always parked it. Always parked it that way.
He's gonna show me these photos. I'm gonna put them
Yeah, or he's gonna send it to us later or whatever.
right
Yeah.
here
Somewhere.
and here.
By the Dragon Ball.
So this was the back of the truck the next morning. That was all my damage. The bumper's bent a little bit at the bottom, right where it says Ibis Tech. The macaw box is cracked.
Yeah.
This quarter panel pushed in a little.
What's a McCaubus box?
It's for a fire extinguisher system.
Okay.
Backpack.
I'm sorry, but for a second I thought that was just a hole punched straight through based off the way it kind of looked for a second.
No, that's the tail light. That's all messed up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because for a split second I thought it like just like a hole punched through and you see the concrete on the other side. Ooh, that's optical illusion.
Wheel was not bent. Control arm wasn't bent. It was hit hard, but it was this bumper.
It was superficial predominantly.
Yeah, this bumper saved it.
This fucking
So,
bumper. How's the
This is it.
Despite
up under
it-
the pole.
Despite it going 100 fucking feet, people.
under
This right here. How much does this weigh?
that pole's gone
roughly
too. That's on
Currently
top of that shit.
9,264.
Oh, yeah,
So
let's
about
see.
9,000 pounds, almost 5 fucking
All right, let's
tons.
see how the other car is. I'm curious now.
That's it up under the pole. The littlest dent, I'm kid you not, about the size of a $50 was in the front push bar. Look, this big. That was it. This pole was on top of the truck. No damage to the roof line, no damage to the glass. Just laying
Yeah,
on
that's
top.
clearly right on fucking top.
That is how you know that it's truly American built.
That was the other truck.
I'm gonna
The only reason why you can recognize it is because of the badges on the door.
I'm gonna have some photos of that as well.
Jesus Christ.
And by some photos, I mean I'll have a couple photos total.
Look at that.
You wouldn't recognize that without the badges.
Was the driver okay at least?
The driver actually is actually turned out to be a mutual friend.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's
Exactly what I said.
This
So-
fucking story.
My friend Haley, her boyfriend's friend. I kind of knew him. He was drunk.
So a friend of a friend.
Clearly.
He was drunk. He drifted off and slammed into the back of my truck. So, in my head, sitting back, looking at the damage. Okay,
I'm
it
sorry.
needs a quarter. It needs a bumper. It needs a macaw box. It needs a tail light. Now, when you say Humvee, everything. I'm sorry, he's dying over here.
The other guy just needs a new truck.
Yep, forget it. It's totaled.
Yeah.
When you say Humvee, just expect to spend $1,000, no matter what it is.
For somebody to look at it.
Just parts
Yeah.
in general. Forget it. Insane. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, wow, I don't know what's damaged in the differentials or at all. I don't know what's damaged in the transmission because it moved while I was in park and
Yeah.
the e-brake was up. And there were,
Clearly some damage.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm
To
just
quote
gonna,
that one guy, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Trying to do a Kung Pao reference there.
No, the flex tape.
Oh,
Okay.
the flex tape guy.
Yo, by the way, Kung Pao's going to be on the big screen up in Huntington if you want to go see it.
Not sponsored, but I will be checking it out.
I think. I don't know if we missed it or not yet. I have to double check. I'm sorry.
So the adjuster says to me, now I had it insured properly. I made sure I did that when I bought this thing.
As you should.
Adjuster said to me, we could do one of two things. We could fix it, or we could cut you a check for the value of the truck. What do you want to do? I was like, give me the check. Done. That's when I called up my buddy Ryan, who I already met and talked to and bought parts for the old truck. He had a GMV, which is only one of 250 that were built out of 300,000, almost 300,000 Humvees that the military had built.
What's a GMV?
Ground mobility vehicle.
Okay.
And the difference was mostly suspension components and some of the configuration on the exterior. It was designed for special forces missions, but the suspension was upped to be able to withstand essentially
A
it's
hide
like-
and payload?
not even that, but high speeds like the Baja trucks.
Okay.
And
The
the same
Baja
people.
trucks?
Yeah, you ever see the Baja races?
Oh, okay.
You know what
yeah,
you know what the Carolina stance is based off of? The trophy trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It took me a sec. I know what you're on about now. Okay.
There's a company called
I was going to make a Baja Blast joke, but I don't feel like it now.
not sponsored, Rod Hall. They're still a thing. They're the ones that made the suspension for the Humvee. So I got myself a new truck that was technically a little more rare, and it was still a Humvee. I got it for $14K. Just
Damn.
frame, body, no doors, no windows, no slant back, nothing. Stripped.
What did the first one cost?
If I look back a couple of weeks ago.
No
about
putting anything into it. Just out the door.
46,000.
Golly gee. 46K in Florida.
Yeah.
Never mind. I guess we missed it.
The reason why, and I'm going to get into that. So you can buy these trucks from government auctions. It's technically a third party. The government strips it, splits the armor, puts it in one pile, puts the trucks, puts them in another pile, gives it to the company auctions it off. They're called GovPlanet.
So,
not sponsored.
wait. So you buy the frame, the motor,
The body.
So
the
you buy
engine trim.
everything.
but the armor. Okay, so wait, what part's the armor then that's separate?
Most of the truck is stripped. You don't get a slant back 90% of the time. You don't get a turret 90% of the time. You don't
Okay.
get doors 90% of the time.
Wait, the doors are
At the-
considered part of the armor?
at the
Yeah,
mic a little
so-
bit more.
They're bulletproof. So the government doesn't.
We'll take the armored doors, the armored slant back, the turret.
all the armor will come off the truck. They'll just tear it off. And I mean, when they tear it off, they don't give a flying shit. They just go in there, rip it off as neatly as possible, and throw it in.
By
another
that they
car.
mean they instead of using the jaws of life, they use a hacksaw.
Sometimes, or torches. It's actually torches because I found a lot of torch marks. So, however, some of the trucks get by with a roof. Sometimes you get a slant back, depending on the truck, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, a guy the other day posted on one of the Facebook groups. He got one of these Humvees armored roof, slant back, turtle slant back. Doors, X doors, the Kevlar doors. So the very, very, very light armor. Not really going to stop much.
Well, I mean, hopefully, if you're buying it for civilian use, you don't need to stop anything.
Exactly.
Unless
So
you're in Chicago.
he got this truck for $4,600. 6.5 turbo, AC. Now having the turbo is a plus. Having AC is a plus.
Is it gas or diesel 6.5?
Diesel. All the military trucks are all
Well,
diesel.
you have to make sure because not everybody knows these things.
No, that's true.
Is it based off of Duramax? Is it its own?
It's a
unique,
GM.
It's a GM. So that's which one? That's
General Motors?
Yes.
I mean, that's not Duro. That's not Duramax. That's not Cummins. That's
They're not
which
the
one?
Ford guys, right?
I think Duramax is Chevy actually.
It's Detroit.
So just its own. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they're their own separate part of GM. That's kind of, okay, I think.
Kinda.
Makes sense, I guess.
So
I guess.
the guy got the truck. Incredible deal. Now, when you buy them off GovPlanet, I don't recommend it for a new person at all. Because unless you know what you're doing, you're probably going to get yourself a shit box, and it's probably going to turn into a money pit for you because you're not going to know how to fix half the shit on it.
Wait, can you get an Apache off these things?
No. You cannot buy an Apache helicopter off of these with any type of relevance that you want.
Can I buy parts and make one?
Technically speaking, you are allowed to buy a helicopter off of most government websites. However, the condition that you get it in and what is left for you is up to whatever they decide to do.
I mean, I don't really
Which
need
is
the
the same
machine
for the
guns or the
Humvees.
missiles. I just kind of want the actual part. I
The
want to be able to
helicopter.
go up in the air, putz around for a bit, and come back down.
The helicopter part.
Yeah,
You want it to work.
yeah. I don't need it to kill anybody. I'm not going to kill anybody. We've already been over
So
that.
then why
fact.
do you need an Apache?
Because Apaches are fucking awesome.
Do you know what the motor costs for an Apache helicopter?
He's about to tell us right now because he's looked this up. I'm sure of it.
Millions. Let's
Yeah, I
just put it
figured
that
as
way.
much. I was probably going to say like what, 25, 35 mil.
If the tank for an Abrams is approximately,
Well, I don't need a tank.
I think it's approximately $2 million for the engine and training for an Abrams.
Okay, I don't need an Abrams. I just
I
kind of
want
want to
one.
get an Apache,
I'm gonna get myself an Abrams.
or like maybe in a Blackhawk.
I want you to understand that right now you have a Humvee.
A lot of people confuse it for a tank, yeah,
Okay.
because it looks like one.
It kind of does. Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of
with the
there's a lot-
turret, it does a little bit. Yeah.
I got the armored
Does it,
doors.
though?
The armored doors.
Lay people are stupid. You forget this.
They are. And I try. Listen, I don't want to be rude and correct them.
For the record,
so
I'm-
I just let them talk.
These two guys aren't technically lay people. Wait, were you?
Lay.
Civilian.
He is full civilian. He just likes cool things.
Yeah, no, I'm fully
Oh,
civilian.
okay.
Yeah.
And I say cool things in terms of
Wait. Am I technically not because I was?
you're a civilian.
Well, no. I
You're a
was,
civilian.
I was technically LOE though.
You are a civilian.
That's a veteran telling you that. You should probably listen.
Okay, I'm just technically.
I'm a civilian now.
Yes, but I was also an LOE for a little bit.
If I'm a civilian now, and you
I know
were,
I'm a civilian now. I'm just saying, does that make me
no.
Just take the no.
whatever? I'm not saying like an actual military. I'm just saying just whatever. I
Where
was
were
a
we?
correctional officer for a few years. Whatever. Carrying on. I'm also a minister.
So there's a ton of information out there about these trucks. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misunderstandings. A lot of confusion. But the differences between Humvee and Hummer are interior creature comforts, engine, transmission, the gears, the physical gears in the hubs, and lighting and body components.
Makes sense.
I do not at all whatsoever regret my purchase. It is amazing. You want to talk about something that
Talk ROI real fast. ROI means return on investment.
I know what it means. I was in my head, return on investment.
Because I'm sure that you've made some opportunities. I see. So, just to put this out there, I've seen them all over on Instagram and silliness doing fucking parades and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of like if you get a actual Humvee or a Hummer and not just a fucking H2, it's kind of like almost celebrity status.
And you are 100% right.
Oh, you know what you could do with one? You could make it look like one from like Resident Evil or some other like popular video game or something like that.
Cosplay shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you bring it to like
Conventions.
you know, charge people like $5 to take a picture with it.
I could do that now with my current truck.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just you could get a few more bucks if you just cosplay it up a little bit. Technically, I mean, there's those guys who like drive around in the minivans who look like the Mystery Machine, or the ones who do like the.
You might have seen the
Jurassic Park
Ecto 1
Wranglers.
over by Grumman, the Ecto 1 replica.
Oh yeah, that one. I don't think that goes anywhere though. I think it just sits there to show off.
I've been past Grumman. I don't think I've been past the area you're talking about of Grumman.
It's where not sponsored. I might cut this wrong. It's
Why?
over
Who gives a
by
shit? They know. Whatever.
it's over by where they do like the headliners and shit. All the
by
interior-
by that auto place?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
literally
Those
sitting on
guys
the
have it.
corner.
Oh, okay.
You've probably passed it and been like, oh
Yes.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yes. Yeah. I know now. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually. So in my other business, not sponsored, Legendary Motion. I actually do business with that company.
Not sponsored, not cool people.
No. Dick. Dick. Total dick.
LI Humvee, cool guys.
Yeah.
Legendary Motion, not cool guys.
Oh God. Damn you, Jackson.
That's a very personal joke.
So back to what you're saying, the return on investment has been, it's happened tenfold, 100%. Listen, I get invited to everything in reference to military parades. I've been invited to, unfortunately, funeral processions. I was invited to oh God, drawing a blank.
I didn't know that's a thing.
It is. But it'll come back to me. But basically, I rolled up one night, never been there before, rolled up to this nightclub with this Humvee once. Mm-hmm. They moved the cones in front of the club for me to park. I get out, didn't even look. Oh, everybody in my truck got out at the same time as me. Didn't even ask for any of IDs. Didn't even let us fucking pay. We walked right through the front fucking door.
Oh, nice.
No questions asked. And this is my first time going there. I didn't know any of the bouncers. I still go back to that club to this day, and I still get the same exact treatment.
So long as you bring the Humvee.
Yeah, no, I could bring my regular truck. Now they know me by face. And there have been plenty of times that I've taken care of those bouncers very, very well. And I do that not because I feel like I have to pay
you
them
take
off.
care of those bouncers well.
There are some
gives them a
assholes
Hummer.
when I bring the truck who actually try to climb all over it, and they've actually had to
yeah.
like pull them off of the truck.
Oh, have you seen that guy who like does the thing now where he starts up his like fucking
His C8.
yeah, and people like taking pictures on it, like jumping shit. Yeah, it's a fun.
Yes. When they get near it, they go to take a picture near it, and then he starts it up from like a distance.
Yeah, he's like vroom, and he's like, oh shit, and I'm like, if only you could do that with that. That'd be really fun.
I could actually.
Oh man,
Auto
yo,
start is a
do
thing.
that.
I could.
Oh, you should do that. That'd be so much fun.
You know what would be better? If you were able to place that turret, because he has a.
Oh, is it a
He has-
propane fired turret?
50 cal?
No.
You just call it a 50 cal.
Well, it's not a 50 cal because it can't fire anything.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
it's
does
a
it do like
replica.
does it do like propane burst like some do?
No. So
Oh, you should get
he
one of
has a
those.
replica of 50 cal. It's been decommissioned. It's got the plug. It can't be used. It can't be fired. So at this point, it's just a replica. You should have that move towards wherever it is, towards wherever the people are.
It's
Put
funny
that
you-
on thing.
It's funny you mentioned that because
Oh, like a motion traction mover. Oh, that'd be fun. A motion traction movement thing.
And you just hear clink, 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 clink.
yeah. So I recently.
Please don't do that. If you are ever anybody who is
much
into
fucking trouble
buying
for
a
that.
Humvee or a Hummer,
That's a great way to get fucking the cops actually called on you too. Yeah.
please do not ever do that. Do you want to tell that little story about your current location?
Yeah, I'm gonna. So, it's funny you mentioned that because I have what's known as the GPK cupola on the roof, and I actually just recently purchased the
GPK cupola?
power motor to make that turret move remote controlly. So it's too late. And what he was referring to, the propane gun, yeah, that's on its way too.
Yes.
So now I'm going to be driving, joystick in hand, from the driver's seat, trigger next to the joystick.
Watch the hard R.
Driver's-
Trigger.
Oh. Trigger. I was so confused. I looked at you like, what? I didn't say anything that started with an R. I had to
That's
do-
how innocent he is. He thinks it starts with an R.
No.
Because there's two ways you could do the hard R word here.
Oh, God.
There's two different ways.
We're
We
going
both
down a
know what we're
different
talking
road.
about here. If you know, you know.
We're stumbling, people.
Oh,
We're having fun here. It's a fun show.
we all stumbled that we're off topic so many times here.
We're technically not even actually talking about the military truck. We're just bullshitting about stuff within it.
Well, no, we are using firsthand experience to understand what it's like having one of these and what it's like for any civilian who is even mildly interested in purchasing one. We are talking about it, and we are talking
Anyway.
about some of the things that imply the buying of, what comes with it. We will be getting onto the fact that the fucking tires auto-inflate or auto-deflate based off of a button with certain models. Like,
Wait,
we'll
what?
be talking about... Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So,
that
when
for,
it was
like-
actually used for military and was commissioned and rolled out in 84, I think it was commissioned in 82. They started production of it.
CTIS is the abbreviation for it. Stands for Central Tire Inflation System. But continue.
Well, I was talking about just the Humvees in general.
Oh, okay.
When AM General got the initial contract from Congress for like $2 billion.
This. Go ahead,
It was used in the Gulf War. It was meant to be like the replacement Jeep. The go anywhere, do anything, be able to withstand, certain bullets. And then it was used very heavily up until the Iraqi War, the invasion of Afghanistan, when people started doing IEDs, implemented explosive devices, and people started having bigger weapons. RPGs were more common, so they needed heavier armor or just anti-fucking tank rifles. Reference.
That's a fuck.
But they needed things to be able to withstand these explosives because this wasn't meant to withstand explosives. It's armor plated, but it's not good for like a 50 cal. If it's taking AK-47s, M14s, sure, whatever. Those are much smaller rounds than a 50. A 50 by, let's use an analog because I don't have anything by comparison.
So these things are technically above.
This would be like an AK-47. This would be like a fucking 50.
Yeah.
In fact,
okay.
this is actually almost the size of a 50 caliber
Yeah,
round.
the top part here. The just about where you tip it, about maybe a little bit bigger, but you can probably
By
slide
the way,
it in
for
the hole.
a
It was
50
meant-
caliber, by the way, is about a half an inch wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 0.5. It's 0.05% of an inch diameter, give or take.
So it's meant to withstand certain things, but unfortunately, like
Like
the
level 4
warfare
plates.
just changed.
Yeah, so-
it started going into IEDs. It started going into RPGs, as stated. It started going into grenades.
Fucking Russians.
It wasn't just Russia. It
Well,
was
Russia's
the
mainly
Taliban.
RPG.
It was the Taliban, fucking Al Qaeda, pretty much everything with that. So they had to go with like MRAPs, which are a much more heavily armored version of it. They needed to go with all sorts of things just to
I like that
try
name.
and survive. And
MRAP.
realistically, it didn't survive. Like now we're on the JLTV,
Yeah.
which is the. Do you know what that stands for offhand?
No, I don't. But I can tell you that's going to be another one of my next purchases.
It's like
It's
it
massive.
stands for like lightly tank vehicle or something like that. Like, he's gonna look it up real fast, but it's massive. It's a medium-ish armor, so it's more heavily armored than this, less heavily armored than the MRAPs. The MRAPs didn't get to really do anything. Are you good over there?
I'm sorry, I put that glob is like fucking kicking my ass.
JLTV, Joint Light Tactical Vehicle. It looks pretty fucking cool.
It does.
I'll have some photos of it right there.
Oh, those things. Yeah, those boxy looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're faster than an MRAP. A little bit slower than some of the Humvees because some of them were like souped up. Like I think yours would probably beat it in a race, but they're just kind of like they're not making anymore because they just
Yeah, I think
They
they stopped
changed
production
the-
on them.
No,
didn't
the contract stopped.
and so we have to put in what was it 2001 2002 GM bought them from AM General.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know the exact year.
The
so-
early 2000s, GM bought it from AM General because they. So when Kindergarten Cop came out, they were filming it. Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Hard R.
Schwarzenegger, he would appreciate that joke.
He would too.
He was filming Kindergarten Cop in 96, 97, I think. And
that
he
in the
saw
90s? I thought that was the
Yeah.
80s.
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He was 12. They.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Sitting there doing the math in his head.
I was more like 14, 15.
God, you're old.
Thanks.
The,
Thanks.
so there was a military procession going by in Seattle, I think, in Washington maybe, and he was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I want one." So he actually got on the phone with AM General, and that's the reason why we have the H1, the Hummer.
Yes, correct.
Because of Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "Give me one. I want it. I want this now. It is very good."
Yeah.
And he was like, "It reminds me of my youth."
Yes, exactly. That's how the civilians got their hands on it.
Fun fact about that as well: when he was running for the California governor, because of governor, he was so like he had to be so eco-friendly that he converted one of them to biodiesel and he converted the other one to I think a hybrid.
Dude, could you
he
imagine
had
the
a couple
fucking
of them.
batteries for that thing for the hybrid?
But there was the H1 Alpha. There was all sorts of different Hummer
Bro,
H1s,
the batteries
Hummers.
would be the size of my fucking Prius itself.
And then we go into the H2. The H2 came out in, what was it, 2002, 2003? And that
I think
one
2003 was the first year for the Hummer H2. Yeah.
and that was just like a box on fucking wheels with that signature grill from the Hummer. Can you do you mind showing that?
remember
Do
those.
you mind showing the
The grill?
the grill
Oh,
and
the reason why it has the 7 slats is because of.
well, no. Do you mind showing the camera?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I remember Mom and Dad were
I
fucking
don't even know if this
considering
does it.
buying an
Yeah.
H2 for a little bit before they decided to get the Subaru. They floated that idea around for a little bit.
And what really led to the demise of a civilian version of a Hummer was the gas prices, 2008, 2009. So if you look,
Well, that and the fact they're expensive with the recession too.
yeah. If you look, let's shine a little bit more of a light on that bad boy because I got the other light going on over here. If you look,
See if I can get it from here.
Yeah, you cross those beams. You cross.
everybody
those.
knows that you don't cross. So if you look, you can kind of see that 7 slot in the front Hummer noticeable look. And it's so indistinguishable.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know if that's the word you're looking for there, but all right.
That's why they.
It's unmistakable with anything else. It's indistinguishable from any other things like Jeep. They may have
Okay,
a
I
couple
guess that's
fucking
how that one
slots,
works.
but like nobody's gonna confuse that with a Hummer one.
I'm sure there's going to be some keyboard people correcting me on this one, but
Actually,
yeah, what I heard was that the reason why they put the 7 slats in the grill of the Humvee was because they were asked by somebody in the military, or there was a request or something that they wanted to kind of like mix the Jeep into the Humvee in some way. And that's another reason why the lights are the way they are, the grill the way they are. It kind of mimics a Jeep in the front, and that
It's an
was
homage.
it was a request.
Homage?
It was a request. That's what I was told. Keyboard queens, kings, whatever you want to call yourself, you can correct me.
Warriors.
Yeah. So
Come out to play.
yeah, back to what you were talking about before, as far as the armament and everything.
By the way,
The-
switch it back if you want.
The change with the wars changed the abilities of these trucks and the stuff they came with and what they were capable of. And they actually got smart and they put in
Good movie.
the seat boxes in the back of the trucks. They put in IED seat boxes. So there was armor underneath of them. If an IED went off underneath it, the box was designed to collapse and help the person in the seat not have spine damage or it was
Like a reverse airbag.
yeah, not that it would do much, depending on how you got hit, but they were trying their best. And also, this is what's known as a Frag 5 armament, which is
He's going to send me this photo too.
pretty serious.
There.
I mean, these trucks, you want to talk about being armored? They were armored like tanks.
Jesus Christ, it looks like a mobile suit.
You can get these doors as a civilian, but the set of 4 doors is 40 grand.
Jesus Christ.
And shipping it is probably going to cost you another 10 because they weigh.
It's just weighed so much, yeah.
And you're going to have it obviously freighted.
Yeah.
But they tried their best.
each one of those. So each one of those doors, from what I've heard from personal accounts,
Isn't like one of these doors the normal like 500 pounds when armored?
no, not that heavy.
No,
but
I
pretty
can lift
heavy.
mine up and off one person. It's probably close to $125.
Okay.
That just means that you're jacked, bro. But
That's like a person. That's like picking
what I
up a
was
person.
told with one of the actual heavy armored ones was that it was basically the equivalent of bench pressing, but on your side. Like that's how much fucking force you needed to open a door.
Oh, yeah, no, I would not doubt it. The amount of bolts on the hinges holding it together is almost close to 20 bolts a door.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Imagine trying to unbolt that.
and the bolts were about this long, about 3.5 inches long, because they went through,
Yeah, but I mean, how thick?
They probably had to go into the frame. Jesus Christ.
they were brackets. Because I'm thinking about getting them, but then I can't take the doors off.
Not with that attitude.
Not when I go on.
Not with that attitude.
I'm going to sit there and take out 20 bolts just to go on the beach. I got to do that each door, and then I got to lift
Wait,
it
you
up.
have to remove doors to go on the beach?
I don't have to, but I like to. It's sexier.
We've seen you.
Listen, it's
We've seen enough of you.
it's,
You need those doors.
Wait.
It's a better look. Back to what we were discussing, the armament capabilities of the military Humvees. They as the wars
We had a
went
little
on,
side tangent.
yeah.
Oh boy, did we have a side tangent that we had to cut.
As the wars have changed, you have to evolve with them. Not saying that the Humvee
I remember that movie.
Was
Evolution
out-
was cool.
was outdated or anything, but a lot of the guys complained of things like
Was it an evolution?
space. There was not a lot of space in the passenger compartment, especially being the front seat passenger.
Have they ever looked up?
You talking about actual space or above your head?
Space. Yo, have you seen the fucking Space Force fucking shit?
I don't want to talk about Space Force.
Dude, K-Bar has a whole
sigh
fucking
of-
section of knives for them now. They're blue handles.
Little side note: I signed up for Space Force.
Did you really?
I wanted to see Jackson's reaction. He's gonna go. I know that's a lie because you're too old and you're broken.
Let's talk about the nifty things about the Humvee.
What else does
And
it
it's
do?
and it's auto inflate deflate tires and other cool things.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
we had a whole
16
thing about
inch.
that. What were they on about
Like
that?
it's 16 inch fucking minimum travel clearance. That's the lowest spot. 16 inches.
And that's on the M998. That's not the 11 series trucks or the 10 or the GMV trucks.
So tell me about those. Where are
signi-
those classified?
They're significant higher. Significantly higher.
Those are significant higher.
No, significantly higher. Sorry, I can't English. I told you this at the beginning of the episode.
I am not a math major.
No, but I
It's
did
barely
have-
even a major.
Haha, so many jokes there. So many jokes.
I think that's from a movie. What movie's that from? Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Talk about it.
Yeah, so the CTIS system, mostly on the civilian trucks, awesome system. A bitch to work on, but incredibly fun to do while you're driving. Imagine driving down the road and you're like, I want to go off-road. And you literally just hit a button and deflate your tires as you're rolling. Let's say you're going on the beach.
So this is important for what type of thing?
Let's say I'm going on the beach and you pull anybody who's driven on the beach, no, 99% of you are sitting there 20 minutes before airing down and then 20 minutes after airing back up. Not in a Humvee.
But like, what is the significance of
the
airing
air-
up and air down?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
This tire displacement. So you want more, you get more tread touching the surface that you're on top of.
Okay, so
Gives you
because the
more
tire,
traction.
so for the layman,
Okay,
because the tire is
okay.
deflated, there is more surface area. It spreads itself thinner.
Yes,
The
that's
sidewall holds up.
exactly. That's what I was trying to get at is you air down.
Like those big fat beach buggy tires that you see.
Yeah, I forget that we're broadcasting to the world here, and there are a lot of people who don't know anything about this, so I got to really get it in layman's terms.
Or if you've ever seen on a drag strip, on a drag car, the sidewalls literally fucking bend as...
Dude, they partially
Oh
melt
my
those
God.
things at times because that shit gets so hot.
Exactly. Well, that's called a wrinkle wall.
Those things are cool. The
those-
top fuels, oh,
Yeah, they actually. It's so it wrinkles.
it generates so much goddamn fucking force.
Yep.
Because it's just...
It's specifically for that reason. It just so it gives it that much more of an edge. So, anyways, back to the CTIS. Just imagine you want to go on the beach. You're 5 minutes from it. You're like, I don't want to get out. You flip a switch. You air down. There's a gauge with 2 needles on it for front and rear. It tells you the tire pressure of the front and the back at the same time. You air down to say 20 pounds. Right? You now have 35% more surface area on your tires. Everybody else is outside of their cars, sitting there going, tss, 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 checking it, tss, and you're just like, hey, bye, I don't have to do that. Doesn't, oh. You know, they make pads for that.
What did I just miss?
He just spilled the red stuff on him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
The carbonation in Sherwine is very,
You want to give me a napkin?
yeah, one sec.
It's right there.
So the central tire inflation system is awesome when it's working properly. It's a plus. I have a customer that has a 94 H1, and
Now, this is in which business? The cool guys or the not cool guys one?
the cool guy's business.
Okay, so Long Island Humvee.
Long Island yeah.
Oh, hey, that's neat.
And I'm
Yeah, he has an entire business based off of this.
No,
He's-
the magnet in my thing is also you could.
That is how boring you are to the layman right now. He's entertained by a magnet.
I'm sorry, I just know I never. Sorry, just
Please be more entertaining.
So he loves his central tire inflation system, and he's had the truck since '94, and only the last year and a half has he started to have issues with it. That tells you how reliable these trucks really are when
He
they're
had it how
taken.
long?
He's had it since '94. He's the original owner, and he's only now having issues with the central tire inflation system. So do the math. That's almost 30 years.
that's neat.
It's 2024.
Yeah. Okay. So 20. That would be 10, 20. Yeah, it's almost 30 years.
Why are you...
Makes me feel old.
I don't. Whatever.
So it is 30 years,
long time.
depending on when you see this.
The trucks.
We
They,
see
they
it in the
you
past.
take care of them. They'll take care of you all the time. They also have another feature that is mostly on the Humvees instead of the civilians. Yeah, you shook it, man. What's wrong with you? I saw you go like this before you handed it to him.
No, that's also called a Hummer.
Only that one doesn't have 4 wheels. So
Not with that attitude.
So, back to what I was saying, the other feature of, well, one of the features that is usually mostly
Is it a
unique
creature feature?
to the,
The Humvee?
to the Humvee is the water forwarding system.
The what?
Water forwarding system.
Forward.
Forwarding. It's actually, okay, that's another argument I don't
Wait,
want to get
what?
into. Forwarding. Okay, let's not.
Well, no. I'm just,
So what
I'm
does
just
it do?
making sure I heard you right.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Okay, so what'd it do?
Basically, you can go into you're gonna need yourself a scuba tank. You can go in up to the roof line or the air cleaner on the passenger side of the truck. There's not a line, but the driver knows how deep. And just as long as the wheels have traction and the system is working properly, it will go in one end and come out the other and keep going.
And of course, assuming you have doors.
No, water comes in no matter what. You're getting wet inside. That's why I said you're going to need a scuba tank. I'm not
Scuba Steve.
I'm not kidding you. Listen, I went into water up to about 3/4 of the way up my tires.
Talking about this big.
Yeah, so I went into water about 3/4 up the way of my
In my
tires,
mountaineer, I once went up to over my headlights.
and the water was coming into my feet because there are holes behind all the armor
hurricanes.
that's there. It's not siliconed because it's a military truck. They're not going to sit there and
Yeah, no,
make
they don't
it
care.
watertight. You just be quick about it. You're not literally trying to be a submarine. You're just trying to get across the river. That was the purpose of it.
Boop.
So as long as you
Submarine
have
noise.
traction, you're going to get through the water and come out the other side, no issues.
That's nifty.
That's awesome.
Wait,
That's,
is that why they have like those big stack fucking things in the
yes,
front?
that's so on the
Okay.
back side.
It's so this way they can supply air to the engine.
Well,
I
that's
assume.
the exhaust side. So the exhaust is on the driver's side, left rear. The intake is on the passenger side, right front.
Yeah.
So the air filter sits right about here. So right about here on the passenger side, and you got to keep the air filter out of the water and the exhaust out of the water, so water doesn't get into the engine. So
Hydro-locked engines are no fun.
there's a switch. Most people are going to think it's a switch, but it's technically a valve. You flip it, it diverts the engine pressure through all the lines, pressurizing important components such as hubs, differentials, to push the air out and force the water from getting in.
Yeah, up to a certain pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Very unique, very badass. Another system that you take care of it, it will take care of you.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Pain in the ass to work on, but they're amazing trucks. They really are. A lot of people love them, but they're not so.
How does it
good.
compare to an M35 Deuce and a half?
It's funny you say that. It's
It is
you
funny
say-
I say that because I said it.
Yeah, I went trailing with a Deuce and a half about
What's
a year
a deuce
ago.
and a half?
It was really big.
So if you've ever seen basically like the stereotypical big ass truck that could carry a squadron of people with a covered tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they're usually-
effectively a Deuce and a half.
What's the best? They're usually in movies that are based in like
Vietnam,
the
Korea.
70s. Yeah,
What the
Yeah.
fuck does this have to do with Vietnam?
because they used them
Okay,
a lot.
I got you.
Got
It's a reference.
Oh, lost me. I had no
Big
idea.
Lebowski.
He
Oh,
he just does references. That's his whole bit.
That is one of my whole bits. Yes.
He's the reference guy. I'm the fucking asshole.
Okay, Walter. Walter? What the fuck does any of this have to do with Vietnam?
no idea.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
I'm so lost
This
right
is
now.
still Big
You are
Lebowski.
out of your element, Donnie.
This is still Big Lebowski.
I'm still.
M35, A2, Deuce and a half. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay, so I went trailing with one.
We can do this. We can do this, dear.
I'm also part of a military club here on the island. We go trailing every once in a while, and we went trailing out in the Hamptons over
you're
the
not
summer.
military.
No, but I work on a lot of their Humvees. Humvees. They call when they need work. They call me, and I'm generally the guy. So they invited me into their club. I get to sit and play with all the tanks.
At the camera.
But I'm talking to you. I get to sit and play with all the tanks.
I want you to know, you're talking to them.
Yeah, they're also listening to me too.
I want you.
Yeah.
I want you so bad.
It's a museum. The meetings usually are held
song.
at a museum filled with tanks. Amazing time. But anyway, so we go on this trail ride, and in the beginning, the guy says to me,
in the beginning.
in the beginning of the trail ride, the guy says, "All right, listen, go down any trail you want. They all lead to the same place."
Except for that one.
Now nobody did a pre-walkthrough. Nobody.
Nobody?
That
Nobody.
one.
So in my head, I'm like, alrighty, well, I'm gonna follow the Deuce and a half because if the Deuce and a half can get through, I'm gonna get through. So I'm following the deuce and a half. We're in the middle,
Oh, look, they're doing selfies. How cute.
literally in the middle of bushes and trees. Up the sides of both trucks, we're squeezing through this narrow trail. All of a sudden, the deuce and a half stops. You hear the brakes. He gets out, comes up to me. Hey, we got a tree in the way. And I'm like, a tree? He's like, yeah, it's about a 12-inch diameter tree. I get out.
At the tree.
He's like, we're going to have to turn around. I look at him. I'm like, turn around. Now, think you're in your truck, if you're a Jeep guy, whatever you drive, bushes on both sides. Now, I'm not worried about scratches because I don't have that kind of paint job. I don't give two shits. These bushes were touching the sides of the truck. There was no turning around. Now, the guy in the deuce and a half thought he could turn around. I'm like, dude, you're not going to turn around. How the freak am I going to turn around? Vice versa. So he's like, well, we got nothing to cut the tree. I'm like, yes, we do. Just so happens to be I have a tool rack on the hood of the Humvee that has an axe. We sat there for 20 minutes chopping this tree in half. Midway through the tree, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a walkthrough for the next 200 yards. I'm being careful where I'm walking because we're literally, I don't want to get ticks or whatever, so I'm being careful.
He's in the woods.
Yeah.
In the woods.
I go around, get around the first couple of curves. I come around to like the third curve and bam. Now there's a 24-inch tree laying across the trail.
That's a couple inches bigger.
Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck. I'm not axing through that because it took us a long time to get through the 12-inch diameter tree. I walk back, they're just getting through it. And I'm like, guess what, guys? They're like, what? I'm like,
We're turning
around. He's like, why? I'm like, because there's a 24-inch diameter tree down up there. We're not making it through. I'm sorry. It's not happening. He's like, oh, fuck. So in the middle of turning around, now I'm driving through these bushes now. Not a trail, just driving through trees, bushes, pushing them out of my way to turn around. I finally turn around. Now, on the top of my Humvee, there are two Ibis Tech searchlights, night vision, and HIDs.
Okay.
In the middle of turning around, a vine wrapped its way around the searchlight.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. I'm like, fuck, I can't get out to cut the vine. I can't reach it because it's on the passenger side. I just have to go with it. And I'm like, okay, I hope it comes unwrapped. I back up. It pulls the searchlight all the way around, yanks it, and strips out all the gears in the searchlight. So that's the first thing that broke. Then I finally turn around, and the tree on one side decided to scratch the glass on the side. And now most people can say, well, you can't scratch glass. You're right. This was Lexan, and I had it replaced because I couldn't find the 5/8 Lexan, the 5/8 factory glass, so I replaced it with polymer 5/8. That's
Okay.
rated for 45s. So it got scratched. So I scratched a $300
Casually rated for 45s.
piece of glass or Lexan, whatever, polymer, whatever it's made out of, and a $1,500 searchlight in a matter of 35, 40 minutes. So they invited me back to go trailing again last week, and I was like, yeah, no, not happening. Not unless somebody does a walkthrough first.
Right.
Not that I'm afraid to scratch my truck or damage my truck, but I was just pissed, man.
I would be.
Because the guy literally said, you know, you're good to go, just go. And we did that, and by the time we got back, everybody else was back, huddled around the barbecue enjoying it. Like, where have you guys been? Are you fucking serious? We've been stuck chopping fucking trees.
We took the wrong path.
Exactly.
There's 8 paths. Only one of them is wrong. Guess who drew that straw?
Right.
So I'm constantly updating and adding armor to mine, constant basis.
Now, what's the overall height? What's the overall width?
All right, so the overall width is approximately 7 feet, and there's a reason for that.
That's shack.
They
That's a
designed
shack.
it so it can ride in the tracks
Of
tanks.
tanks, yeah.
So it wasn't like, you know, doing this behind a tank. So it could ride in the width of a tank.
Plus, it just looks cool being that broad.
Yeah. The overall,
I heard you like go-karts. You know what they say about stability in go-karts? You want those fucking tires as close to the corners as possible.
Yeah, basically.
What do you think happened?
Yeah, there.
Huh.
So as much as
yeah, that makes sense.
as much as you would think that they didn't design certain things correctly, they did. There was purpose behind a lot of the things. the overall length and the overall height. I don't know the height because the height changes with variance. The wheelbase.
Yours. We'll go yours.
I would
Not
say
including the turret.
not
just
including
to
the
roof.
turret. 6'3", almost
To roof?
Yeah, to roof.
6'3".
Yeah, 6 foot 6'3", around there.
Okay, so about big.
Yeah. It's big. I go down the street.
About one standard Tinder date wannabe.
I drive down the road, and you know how most people move over for other people. I don't, not because I'm a dick, but because
You don't have space.
yeah, you're not getting past me. It's get the fuck out of my way. I'm sorry. I'm a tired tank, basically. You know, most tanks are the reason why they're called tanks is because they're on tracks.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, essentially it's a tank. You know, it's armored. It has the capability of having a missile up here. Mine doesn't have that, of course. Machine gun. This is definitely something that they have and had.
Now you didn't tell that story that I wanted you to tell,
I probably didn't get a chance to, or I forgot.
involving your retired 50.
Oh, so yeah.
This is a fun one.
The retired 50, I put it up there probably not last summer, maybe the fall. So the fall of 22.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, I get a phone call from my landlady, and her exact words are, "Hey, Jonathan, there are 7 police cars in front of the house," and she wasn't exaggerating, not at all. I'm like, "What? Why?" She's like, "The gun on the roof of the truck." I'm like, "What?" I'm instantly in my head. I'm like, if they're anything of kind of cops, they know it's fake. They can see that it's, got the orange dot on the front. It's completely fake. She's like, "No, somebody called the police and said that you had a gun pointed at the school." I just so happen to live across the street from an elementary school. I didn't think about that. Listen, I'm not the parent to come pick up my kids and be like, "Oh, there's somebody pointing a gun at an elementary school." Instantly think that they're going to want to blow through the school with a 50 cal.
Now, mind you, it is on a retired military vehicle, and there's, sure, I won't say that it's the biggest little yellow orange dot, but it's still on the top of a retired military vehicle and in a civilian's driveway.
No, you're 100% right. It looks the part. The smallest little dot they could put up there is what they did. They made it.
They did a barrel plug. a orange barrel plug.
Yeah, really. Quick glance, you're gonna think it's a real gun. I've already had people ask me, and I'm like, no, it's not. And unfortunately, we live
Please don't test it.
No, we live in a state where it's not legal to put a 50
We live
cal.
in a society.
No, just our state.
We live in a society.
We do. I've had friends offer me to come move where they live so I can put a 50 cal up there. And I'm like,
It's just so they have an
I
excuse to
don't
play
know.
with it.
I don't know what the most shocking part of that is. You having friends or you saying no?
both. Both.
Which one's less believable? Yes?
I love every bit. So back to the 50 cal on the roof. I said to her, I'm like, well, I'm not home. There's nothing I could do. She's like, well, listen, they want you just
Well, these cops are really angsty right now.
No, they were. But the cops from that day love me. They don't bother me. I see them all the time at night when I'm driving it. Everywhere I go, I get a wave hi. You having a Humvee, it's better. I haven't owned one yet, but I can tell you right now, there's
Than the Dick Sucker 3000?
let's just say there's a company out there that makes exotic cars, and this gets more attention than that does. 1,000%.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to miss.
Every light you pull up to, there's someone taking a picture. Every light you pull up to, there's somebody looking at you. Every store you go to, you come out, there's somebody asking you questions. I got followed one night. Followed into a park, drove around the park trying to lose them. They waited for me to stop. As soon as I did, they stopped. They got out, and they were like, "Oh my God, we love your truck. We see it all the time. Can we take pictures?" That's why this truck is a better investment than any other exotic car, because it's just so much cooler. And it's not about having money, because you could have one for $4,600 if you get lucky at the auction. That guy got lucky. It's just, and you don't have to worry about scratching it. You don't have to worry about getting into car accidents. It's gonna probably survive most car accidents. No lie.
As shown by that photo
Yeah.
that I'll put back up again.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how lazy I am.
Really, honestly,
Or if he remembers to send you the pictures.
no. I'll do it as soon as I get home. And then I got to figure out why she don't want to stay running. That really pissed me off when I tried to get here.
We had the opportunity to he didn't know that I was going to ask this. I didn't know that he was going to bring it, even still. He had the opportunity to bring it. He didn't bring it because reasons. And we were going to do a little video walkthrough, and I was going to have some clips here, but unfortunately I don't have them. I just have what he sends me.
Yeah. So
I want you to know every time I go like this, it's going to have a photo or a video covering you. Are you okay with?
yeah, I'm fine.
Because
with
it's
that.
too late.
I'm fine with
It's
that.
happened.
A lot of people would say that.
We did it live.
Listen,
We did
so
it live.
I didn't grow up coming from money, so having something like this
I noticed.
is exciting. This is awesome, dude. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but anybody who's thinking about buying a truck, fucking buy a Humvee. Fuck your Jeeps. Fuck your EVs. Fuck your Raptors.
I had a Jeep for a little bit.
Buy a motherfucking Humvee.
okay.
I guarantee you're gonna love this a lot more than you'll love those Raptors.
Well, I don't know about that because a lot of people buy Raptors and like the
I'm
old
sorry.
SRT10.
I'm sorry. Is your Raptor gonna stop a 45 caliber handgun?
No, but it'll be quicker. We won't need to stop it if it's just out of the way.
If anybody has any kind of
Bye.
You know what they say about the best kind of armament? Not being there.
It's true. It's true.
Unless, of course, there's a 6-inch tree in the way.
No, I actually considered. I said to him when we rolled up to that tree, it was probably about the height of this table. I said to him, I'm like, why don't you just drive over it? And he said, if we do that, when you go over it and the front wheels go over and the tree recoils, it could damage underneath the truck. And I was like, yeah, all right, makes sense. So we can't drive over it. We have to cut it and get
Depending
it out
on
of the
which way it decides to crack. Yeah.
Exactly. And he don't want to fuck up his truck, which makes sense because then I have to tow him out of there. And
I don't know if you've ever tried to tow a M35 A2 Deuce and a half. They are fucking heavy.
let me tell you, I have towed with my Humvee, actually.
Of course you have. You have a story for everything.
Approximately, the guy said it was 14,500 pound Ford F450 dually lifted 12 inches on the beach.
You know that he has the biggest cock on the island.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually have pictures of that night. And
These pictures are.
he was buried up to the axles.
Oof.
In this his F450 buried up to the axles, no joke. And I was there because he was a friend of mine, and I was the only one able to pull him out. Completely buried up to the axle. That's actually a video.
But this is a video. I might not be able to put the.
No, I have pictures I can send you, but I was the only one able to pull him out. Big,
Jesus Christ.
big fucking truck, man. It was so big and heavy that I was sinking. Now, I didn't air down for that event. If I did, I probably would have had pulled him out faster. But it pulls.
Wait, so you didn't use the
What's the top
automatic
speed?
feature that just kind of obviously should automatically...
Talking about pulling, what is
Silly.
the top speed in 0 to 60?
Oh, 0 to 60 and never.
Top speed? How much gas do you have?
You're going to need to have a tanker behind you just fueling you as you go. Top speed, they say, the sticker says on the pillar not to go above 55, but everybody does it. The non-turbos are about 60, 65 pushing it. The turbos are 70, 75 pushing them.
Those are downhill with a
Oh, yeah, of
a
course.
nice
Behind
little
your ass.
tailwind.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people, the Humvee professionals, who are like, no, it's not. No, I've done it. I've done it. I push my truck to 65, 70, and it's...
You felt
Did
that
you have a
shake little
turbo?
bit?
No, mine's a non-turbo. Mine's a non-turbo truck. Non-turbo, non-AC. The variant number, for anybody who really wants to know, is...
Because this is like actual Humvee shit.
Yeah, this is... My variant is an M1025 A2
This is a
GMV.
certified hood classic.
Which is a lot of numbers and letters. Certified hood.
God damn.
Speaking of driving through the hood. Oh, man.
Have you never felt safer?
You want to talk about...
What's the street in Hempstead again?
You've never felt safer.
You,
What's the Bronx? Come at me.
or that
Chicago.
that block in GTA, the dead end that you just don't go down.
Nobody goes down there.
Yeah, no. Totally do it in your Humvee, absolutely.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Yeah, so I push my truck. I shouldn't, but I do.
It's a toy.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Not that
don't-
you should treat one like a toy, but you kinda can. Like this.
and I'm not
This is
trying
the
to
same
like
fucking thought logic that you asked me about. Oh, why do you want a fucking antique sword? It's the same fucking thought logic.
Yeah, but see, here's the difference. Somewhat practical.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but I tell you right now, man, I
Hi,
get
guys.
so much enjoyment out of owning one, man. It really is. It's fantastic. It's
That's the idea.
amazing. Just walking out to every day I walk out just to fucking see a goddamn
Every day he's
practical,
hustling.
basically a tank sitting in my driveway. I mean, come on.
I would say it's a chode, but he's full hard.
No.
It's just small.
Every day he's shuffling.
No, seriously, get yourself one. Better than a Jeep, 100%.
Now, what if I have a cop
Pop, I
car?
would argue with that.
Cop cars are just as cool. They're just as cool.
That is a neat
Cop
car.
cars are kind of cool.
I'm totally jealous of yours. I wish I had the 8 because I can guarantee you mine would sound just as badass as yours does.
That's
I
just
don't even
'cause he
know
doesn't
who's
have
under-
mufflers.
Huh?
I don't even know whose exhaust it is. It might be custom.
Or the guy just might have done what he did to mine and just cut out the fucking muffler.
No, there's exhaust. It's purdy.
Well, I'll when I lay down underneath of it.
Oh, you'll be laying down.
Oh, of course. Not if that guy fucking calls me back. That son of a bitch. I won't be
Side
laying
tangents.
down. I won't have to.
This guy right here, the Humvee one, is going to be pushing my car up to 500-ish wheel. Not
Yeah.
the other one. Not cool guy.
Yeah, not cool guys. What about you? When are you gonna get yourself a Humv?
No. So my
No. Yes, you are gonna get a Humv.
Okay.
Honestly, that might be more practical than a minivan. No, it's
I'm
not.
sorry. What? I'm
No, I
sorry.
need
Did
to-
he just tell me
so-
you were getting a minivan?
we're getting like one of those like fancy hybrid one. It's what my wife wants. She's
Gonna be hybrid?
She's getting it.
Did you take your balls and put them in a jar?
I do. I fucking like hybrids.
I'm sorry.
I don't mind the hybrid thing. Again, I'm paying $30 a week at most for gas in that thing.
He's laughing at us.
Like,
We're the gas. We're laughing
Yeah,
at him because we have class. He's laughing at us because he has gas.
but no, dude, my dream car right now, has always been the '66 Chrysler Imperial Crown, the sedan
The Black Beauty from Green Hornet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's always been my dream car.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if I had like a blank check, I'd have one. Like there was a guy who was auctioning one of the screen used ones from the movie, with the turrets on it, and he was asking like 75 grand, and I was like, if I had the fucking money, I think it ended up going for like 55 though. But
That's why I love auctions.
yeah, no, my dream car. But the thing is they're kind of hard to find now for certain reasons, because they used up most of them for the movies.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the guy's like literally. Like, I don't think I could ever do a Green Hornet sequel because I could not find enough cars to be able to do the movie proper.
Well, but there's AI now, and let me tell you, AI is, like,
Is the devil, Bobby.
yeah, be afraid of it. Just be very afraid of AI.
But yeah, no, that's my.
What else do we
that's
have
my dream
to
car.
talk about with this? So
There's
we talked about.
ton.
Well, I mean, we talked about the H1, the H2. The H3 was an even smaller version, about Jeep-ish size.
Yes.
It was meant to be in 2008, 2009, a last-ditch effort from GMC in order to try and maintain the Hummer brand, because it wasn't selling. It sold in the early 2000s because it was bougie as shit. It was luxurious as shit, and There's a GT500 out there somewhere. I don't know if it's them. It was bougie
think
as
it's
shit,
them.
and it just drank fucking fuel. I mean, it's gross with yours, and then fucking runs diesel.
Yeah.
So I mean, gas version? Come on.
I have a friend who has an H3. It's actually pretty nice.
But it was just a smaller, more fuel efficient version of the H2 with less creature features for like
Now
2/3 the price.
you have to make sure to clarify with everybody that the H2 up against or just sitting next to an H1, there is no comparison.
You're right.
As far as capabilities go. The H2 was completely designed for
It's a civilian.
use.
It is pure civilian. Is not a military vehicle.
No.
The H1 is a military vehicle which got civilianized. The Humvee is a military vehicle which civilians could eventually buy.
Exactly.
Because legal loopholes.
Yeah. I actually have a client that has an H2. It's yellow. He's from a local neighborhood. Awesome. I do all kinds of work to it. I'm actually going to be working on it on Tuesday and putting a sun visor in with LEDs and everything. It's going to be nice. But the H2 is more of a civilian, 100% civilian. The H3 is 100% civilian.
It's
Now,
kind of like a G-Wagon.
yeah, you're missing out on the most important thing, and I'm actually curious. Do you? I'm sure you know about the EV Hummer.
Yes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
latest EV Hummer. Yeah.
I actually went
It's
and
like
sat
the
in one
EV
and
Mustang.
was going to test drive one.
So I want to talk about 2013, 2014. China was in works to potentially buy out the Hummer brand. I don't know which Chinese company from GMC. It fell through, clearly. And now GM revitalized the Hummer brand under a Hummer EV pickup truck.
Yep, and they make a
And-
wagon back.
Yes, but I don't know if that one's been sold yet.
No, there is one. That's the one I looked at when I went to the dealer.
okay.
By the way, those Mustang wagon bags are fucking ugly.
You're talking about the E-Mox?
Whatever the fuck those are.
The
No,
EV
the
Mustang?
the Mach E's,
The ones with like the big
the
like,
SUV.
Yeah, the SUV
it's a
with
Mach-E.
the Mustang badge on it. Like that's ugly as shit.
Yeah, it's Mach E.
But
Yeah. Sorry.
the Hummer
Not
EV
sorry.
is still very much like a
Civilian.
fuel hound, even though it's fucking electric. By comparison, if you compare it to a comparable EV sedan, and by comparable I mean it's a $110,000 truck without any markups. So we're looking at a $110,000 EV sedan. That's a Tesla Model S Plaid. You get about 500-ish miles on a sedan versus the 250-ish in the truck. And I don't know about the,
Wait, the trim package is
shellback.
called Plaid?
yeah. That's the one where Elon Musk was like, yo, it's so fast it makes you go plaid because we strip
You mean
the
ludicrous speed?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
son
ludicrous
of a
speed.
bitch.
Yeah.
So
God, what
back to
isn't
the
a fucking reference with that guy? One of his kids' names is a goddamn reference. Isn't like the towel or something like that?
He is a reference.
yeah. So
God damn it. That
I
guy-
actually
new
went,
EV
yeah, I went to a dealership to look at one. I actually set up an appointment and everything. I get there, I look for the salesman. Guy's like, "Oh, you're so and so. Yeah, it's right over here."
Did you bring your Humvee?
I didn't.
Oh,
I can't remember
now
why.
this is a Hummer.
I can't remember why. There was a reason, but so I get there, and the guy's like, "Yeah, it's over here. It's in the showroom." We look at it. We're talking about it. Now, this was the wagon back that you couldn't remove, so it looked like an Escalade essentially.
Yeah.
All four tires turned, which was cool. You get
that
in
is
it.
cool.
You're looking at a computer screen.
4-wheel steering, yep.
Four-wheel steering. You can adjust the steering. A lot of fancy things. One thing I did like about it was above each passenger, you could remove the roof.
That's kind of cool.
But the roofs were made out of Lexan.
Oh,
They were not, or Lexan or polymer, whatever it is.
Some
Wait,
type
the
of
stuff that your
polyurethane.
glass was made out of?
The roof, it wasn't even glass. It was clear, but it's Lexan or polymer.
Well, no, the stuff that you made your windshield out. That's
yeah,
what I'm talking
but a lot thinner.
about.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
And I mean so thin to where you could push on it and flex it like that, like the side of a can. And now he was talking about markup. This is why I bring this up. Is I get there, I look at the window sticker think it was 106,000.
Oof.
And the guy goes, yeah, it's 106,000 plus dealer markup of $30,000.
What the fuck?
I turned around and said to this man, I'm like, so you're telling me right now, if I came in here with a bag full of cash, $106,000, you wouldn't take it?
Nope.
Guy turned around and said to me and said, nope.
Yep.
I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, just for that? Fuck you. And fuck your Hummer. I see them. I had an EV pull up next to me while I was in the Humvee. This guy's EV blacked out, all windows tinted. Now, I'm in a real military up armored Humvee. Turret on the roof.
0 to 60, never.
50
His
cal.
0 to 60, 4 seconds.
Big 3-foot bumper on the front. 10,000 pound winch. Big tires. This guy didn't even bat an eye at me. Just drove past. Because he knew that his was fake. And that's it. They're just electric. I'm...
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Exactly. Reference.
Wait, didn't I just do that joke?
But the EV, it was nice, but it seemed cheap. It seemed like it was made by GM. And GM, they should have put in the luxury that they put into the Escalade, the Cadillac Escalade, into the Hummer, and they didn't. Things felt plasticky. Things felt
Plastique.
cheap and designed cheap. It just didn't have that $100,000 car feel. And
Well,
GM
it's 'cause
is
it's a
doing it.
truck.
Well, it doesn't matter. Ford doesn't do it. Ford's trucks actually, if you feel like it's worth what you're paying.
There are a lot of people who'd fight you over that statement.
I know there is, but
Can't wait to clip this out of context.
listen, I've sat in a lot of cars. 23 years working on them. I've sat in a lot of cars.
You're fucking old, bud.
I know.
Do you know how many subscribers we have that aren't even 23?
That's
I don't know. How many subscribers do we have? We should have more is what we should have.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
When you-
share, comment, subscribe.
1001, and I will give you Lego Humvee.
Maybe not this one, but
No.
one very similar.
One very similar.
We're gonna have a live stream of him building it and shipping it out to. We're gonna have a little Russian roulette reel.
I'm not sure how I'll build it, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna pack that so it doesn't break.
Carefully.
Very carefully.
Bubble wrap the whole thing. Stuff it like
How do I pack it?
a cannoli.
Carefully.
Just take fucking spray foam. It'll be sitting there.
You have to chip it out.
That would be dick. Dick.
I would actually almost be kind of like, just, yeah, all right. Let's have some fun.
Get a chisel
It could be.
out.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Just think about this. You could do a spray foam box and then put that box in concrete.
You know,
And then put a whole bunch of like
Duct tape around it.
You just gave
and
me
then
an idea.
Put a chain with a lock, and they have to get coordinates to where the key is for the lock.
what I'll do is I'll get a box the right size and shape. I'll put a plastic bag in the box, thick enough to hold water. I'll put it in the bag, fill the bag with water up to the top of the box, close the box, put it outside, let it freeze, ship it so when they get it, they have to defrost it.
It's gonna be defrosted through shipping, you idiot.
No, it won't. Not this weather. It's fucking 20 degrees outside. It's 20 degrees from everything from South
Yeah, but by
Carolina
the time we
up.
get to 1,000 fucking subscribers, it's gonna be like never.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude.
They get it. It's like a fucking fishbowl.
I'm surprised like we haven't gotten more just off the Pornhub meme. It's because nobody fucking likes, comments, subscribes, and shares.
Yeah.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, no, the Pornhub meme. But I have a bunch of old celebrity Pornhub Playboy issues. I'm gonna do a in-depth reviews of them for.
Maybe that's what's keeping us from hitting 500. You keep saying that they're gonna give up.
Maybe.
Why? It sounds like it's going like I have like Vanna White.
Havana White.
No, Vanna White. The you know the lady who does the
Yeah, isn't it Havana White?
Wheel of Fortune?
No, it's just Vanna White.
Are you sure it's not Havana White?
Why would her
Havana, na na na.
anyway?
All
I
right.
have like Janet Jackson. I have Chrissy Teigen.
No, that's Michael.
I know what I said.
Yeah, I think I got like one of Pamela Anderson's. I got like another one that sounds really fun is I have like a 1990 interview with Donald Trump. Yeah. Yeah, these are all just sitting in a box in my room, and I'm like, I gotta do something with them.
Is there anything that you want to close us off with for Hummers?
oral exam on the penal code. That's an old.
Listen to more jizz.
Are you asking him or are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay, so you go first. You do your closing, and then I'll do
What
mine.
do look, I'm not the expert here.
Come
I'm
on,
just
you
the
gotta
guy-
have questions and thoughts. What is your thoughts on it? Because this whole time I've been talking, and I haven't heard much from you about the Hummer or the Humvee.
Because I know nothing about these things. I know what you teach
You know
me.
nothing, Jon Snow.
Yes. I mean, like, this thing, this moves and stuff. Does the turret go spin?
Yeah. So the rail gun or
The rail gun?
That's
rail
not
gun.
a
The
rail
rail gun?
Sorry.
It is.
Here come all the keyboard queens.
Oh!
I'm sorry. The Gatling gun. Okay.
Gatling gun?
That's not even technically a Gatling gun.
It rotates. So this spins, and then this spins this way. And then there's another option at home that I didn't bring with me for a rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher.
And it shoots little torpedoes that go
It shoots torpedoes?
torpedoes or missiles, whatever you want to call it.
I shoot torpedoes in my spare time.
Torpedoes.
You just like that word, don't you?
Turning it on is a I know we're going to hear shit for this, but turning it on is quite difficult.
Usually Vanna White does that.
You got to stick your finger in a hole and push a button.
Just
Usually
right.
the button's just outside, a little towards the top.
You gotta find that little man in the canoe.
This is the inside button.
Oh, the good
See,
spot.
you got. I find a good come here motion for that.
Okay, so
The good spot.
Oh no! Okay, wait. Real quick side.
No.
Oh, this is a funny side story.
No. We're watching a
spins.
gun turret.
Look at it spin.
it spins.
Ah, it's so cool.
And it goes forward.
Whoop.
And it goes backwards.
Flip your phone
and
there.
The wheels turn, and then there's another button.
This is exactly like the real one, but smaller.
And then it rotates too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun, honestly.
And if you can't afford a $4,600 Humvee, just buy one of these for $200.
Yeah, I think it was actually about $186, which is a lot cheaper. That if Lego built this thing would probably be like $4 and change. Because I have the other Lego car models, and every time I
Oh
go
my God, our Lego's expensive.
they have one right now in the store.
How much is that Lego Optimus Prime going for now?
Like $230 right now.
How much did you
And
buy?
they're
it
still
for?
on sale through Lego.
Oh, okay. Oh, they haven't stopped making them yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so the Ferrari that they currently have out, I
Ferrari.
didn't buy it because I think it's fucking ugly. I hate it. $486.
Jesus.
Every time I go into a Lego store, I debate on buying it. I had this whole debate with the actual salesman or the guy who works there about how ugly it was and how I don't want it part of my my collection.
And then you sit there and go, I might just buy it anyway. He'll.
Yeah, because when you collect things, that one day you like go to sell your collection, you're like, oh, it would be worth so much more if you just had this one piece, and you're like, oh, I don't have it, and then it's worth like a 3/3 less because you didn't, or 2/3 less because you didn't buy that one piece. So
Now hear me out. That's still not the most expensive Lego set.
What is the most expensive Lego
I
set?
want to say it's either the aluminum Falcon or the Death Star.
they made
So there's like the
Did they make
30,000 piece Lego kits of the aluminum Falcon and Death Star. And
Isn't it
those are like
like
$1,000 fucking dollars.
Isn't it like a 30,000 piece like Titanic?
Probably.
No, I don't think the Titanic's 30,000. I think it's like 7,000.
But it's fucking big.
The Titanic one? Yeah, I've seen it.
It's almost the length of this table.
Jesus Christ.
They have a fucking working Nintendo.
That's also.
Can
they
you
also
play
have
Doom on it?
No. Literally
working-
just Mario.
The working Pac-Man too.
Or that one.
Oh, wait, is it like it where it kind of rotates the screw?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that type of
That's
silly
why I
thing.
said
Okay.
working.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can still make it technically play Doom if you know how to rearrange your Legos right.
Working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
So-
about. People know what I'm talking about.
I guess in conclusion, one of my best investments, actually, if not the best investment, because the turn I got on it from customers and learning about them has been tenfold. 100%
Yeah?
recommend to anybody
Yeah?
looking for an off-road vehicle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Make fun of me, you bastard.
Sorry, I
But yeah, so
edgy skull mask there.
Yeah.
If you have any questions
So
and you're on Long Island, where do we check you out for Hummer shit?
You can check
Can't
us
wait
out.
to cut this out.
You could check us out on the easiest way and the most the easiest way to get in contact with me and most frequently that I'm actually going to check is going to probably be Instagram, and that's Long Island spelled out Humvee, HMMWV. So it's not LI Humvee, it's Long Island HMMWV. That's the Instagram. That's the best way. Message me there.
Because you got the name second.
Yeah, message me there, and that's the best way to get in contact with me, honestly.
And what type of things can they ask you about? Like, do you distribute as well? Do you help
Yes.
facilitate purchases of?
Yes, I have
Or are you
purchased.
strictly just like working on it?
No.
Working
So
my way downtown.
I've had customers ask me to buy and build and sell them trucks. I've had those requests. I've done it. Repairs. If you're looking for parts, I know where to get. I know the people to get the hard to find parts.
He knows a guy.
More than
knows
one,
the
multiple guys. I know a guy he's the biggest in the country. He works, and I'm sorry.
Well, that's just rude.
he-
He has a glandular issue.
He builds about 100 of these a year, and he's a private guy working out
I would
of
assume he's private.
working out of
If he's public, he might just get in trouble for that.
working
Oh.
out of like a steel building in his backyard. Badass. And anytime I have a question, something that I can't figure out, he's the guy I call. So awesome truck, man. Gotta love it.
Awesome truck, man.
So when are you buying one?
Never. I like my cop car.
Yeah, you bastard.
I like my cop car with my 6.0. What does yours have again?
I think it's the 3.6.
You know what they say?
What?
No replacement for displacement. Good night, people.
Yeah. Good night.
I'm assuming it's a car joke. I'm a little above my head. No, I get the joke, kind of.